For many of the people, apps compete their attention and affecting their focus.
But for me,
You can see the writing on the pavement. Young kids, they're growing up in basements. Online.
music consumption distracts me from genuine self-reflection. But while everyone is quick to blame YouTube and Instagram, and even I, but the real culprit is in the background, making us miserable without us even realizing it.
This is a story of me last week during semester exams. At that time, even while studying, I often found myself engaged in non-cognitive tasks like listening to music, which distracted me and hindered my ability to focus and observe the material effectively.
This shows how negatively it affects me. It's not just limited to studying.
Because of these habits, I feel like I am losing my focus on my work and lacking creativity in accomplishing the tasks. Most of the time, whether I am in my room, outside, or anywhere else, I tend to consume music excessively.
For the creativity, we often require cognitive effort, especially when it comes to tasks like script writing.
In the beginning, your creative energy is at peak, representing the highest point of your creative graph. However, as time progresses, the graph tends to slope downward. Despite this, with the persistence and effort, creative can rise again over time, often reaching new heights as you continue to engage with the task.
Many people say that music gives them energy to do work or even soothes their soul with its melodies. Even I agree with that at some extent, but it's okay in moderation.
However, when you start over-consuming music daily, it can become similar to an addiction, like scrolling endlessly on Instagram, and can seriously affect your focus.
Every day during every waking hour, when I am not in any other social media platforms, you can bet I am listening to music.
While music is undeniable one of the greatest art forms and a major source of inspiration for many of my ideas, I believe the constant stream of music we consume throughout the day has become an issue.
Now, I am not here to demonize music. It's a beautiful and powerful thing, but what I am trying to say is that we often blame other forms of consumption. But do we consider the impact of over-consuming music?
Let me share a personal experience. A few days ago during our semester exams, we had a break of 3 days. After completing 3 exams, I had planned to use 2 of these days to complete the scripts for my upcoming videos. But honestly, I ended up wasting those 2 days just listening to music.
You might wonder how can listening to music can be considered as a waste. Let me explain.
During those 2 days, every time I tried to sit down to write my YouTube script ideas, at that moment, music became a major distraction. Instead of helping me focus, it completely blocked my creativity. What I initially thought would inspire me ended up being a double-edged sword. Rather than enhancing my work, it ended my ability to come up with an ideas at all.
That's when I realized something important. Music was no longer helping me. Instead, it had started controlling me and becoming a negative influence on my productivity. In a way, it turned into an evil distraction, much like overusing social media. I want to imagine myself in a room without my laptop turned on and keeping my phone somewhere to avoid distraction, and there is no access to any kind of music. What would exactly I will do? Pick up a book and start reading, right? So I believe many others might be experiencing the same issue, getting distracted by overconsumption of music, even realizing it. So I decided to make a change.
Starting now, I am cutting off music for 1 month to see its impact on my focus and productivity.
Let's see how this experiment goes.
And if you are struggling with procrastination, here is a video you might like to watch.